السلام عليكم أحبابي طلبة وطالبات الثانوية العامة العام الدراسي 23-24، وأهلا ومرحبا بكم في فيديو جديد اللي هنتناول فيه إن شاء الله يونت 1 من كتاب جيم الحلول ذا مين بوك، الكتاب الرئيسي. يونت 1 read all about it. read all about it. Vocabulary checkpoint 1. Number 1. The oil company claims to be the biggest company in the Middle East, which is not true. Number 2. I am taking my son to the fun fair to compensate him for not allowing him to go to the cinema last week. Compensate عوضه عن عدم ذهابه للسينما الأسبوع الماضي. Number 3. The Prime Minister has announced that public spending will be increased next year. Number 4. Hospitals in Turkey and Syria were on standby, ready to deal with casualties being brought from the earthquake site. الإصابات القادمة من موقع الزلزال. Number 5. Experts say that there should be strict penalties for tax cheats. عقوبات على التهرب من الضرائب. Number 6. نجيب محفوظ novel are accurate description of life in Egypt during the early 20th century. Number 7. Hidayah Malak became a celebrity after winning 2 bronze medals at the Olympics. A nosy neighbor actually videotaped the famous actor's family in their own backyard. Number 9. The article about the crime included quotes from the detectives who worked on the case. Number 10. My friend decided to give up smoking because of its bad effects. Vocabulary checkpoint 2. Number 1. The real name of the winner was kept a secret until the day of the ceremony. Another woman once asked him about his personal life. The synonym of the adjective nosy is curious. Poverty still exists in some African countries. The noun of the verb exist is existence. Number 4. I waited for the results of my daughter's blood tests with bated breath. You will completely ruin the flowers if you touch them. The antonym of the verb ruin is repair. Number 6. After the project of the new Suez Canal, the canal is open for a larger number of ships. Number 7. He is quite a strict trainer, but we will like him. The adjective strict is the opposite of flexible. 8. With all the office work you are doing, you must find a chance for some mild exercise. Number 9. He claims to have met the president, but I don't believe him. The adverb claim is similar in meaning to allege. 10. The police sent a reporter to investigate the rumor. The adjective of the verb investigate is investigative. Vocabulary checkpoint 3. Number 1. I don't believe these exam results are a true reflection of my son's abilities. Number 2. The police have shot dead 4 armed criminals in 2 separate incidents. في حوادث متفرقة. Number 3. The opening ceremony was fully reported in the media. All important TV channels and the famous newspapers sent reports. Media, newspaper and TV. Number 4. The Ministry of Health hasn't yet chosen the site for the new hospital. ما اختارتش لسه موقع المستشفى الجديد. Number 5. The official from An official from the Ministry of Tourism will inspect the new restaurant this afternoon. Number 6. The famous actress has signed a deal to advertise the company's hair care products. Number 7. The 5-star hotel in the downtown Cairo is a popular wedding venue because of its fantastic halls. Number 8. My elder brother doesn't like wearing suits. He only wears them on formal occasions. Practice vocabulary general exercises. Number 1. Unfortunately, the researchers failed to provide the information demanded of them. Number 2. There is a huge plan to plant thousands of trees in the area to compensate for the population gases generated by man. Number 3. 2 people were robbed yesterday in 2 separate incidents in the street. Piracy is the act of making illegal copies of DVDs, computer programs, books in order to sell them. Number 5. The manager of the customer service is the one who can investigate that kind of complaints. Number 6. A pay rise has been announced by the bank's head officer for all the branch's workers. Number 7. The young man was arrested for violating traffic laws, which results in a terrible accident. Number 8. Thousands of tents have been set up in the area for the survivors of the last earthquake. Number 9. Cheap imported goods have actually ruined many industries in the country. 10. The police reported that the fire had caused severe damage to the contents of the building. 11. The new student in our class is a nosy person who would interfere in anyone's personal affairs. 12. The story about the war victims dominated newspaper headlines around the world. 13. The guide asked the bus driver to take the shortest route back to the hotel because the tourists were really tired. 14. A broadsheet is a newspaper that had large pages and that usually deals with serious subjects. 15. A convict is a person who has been found guilty of a crime and sent to prison. Huge sums of money have been invested in projects in Sinai in the last few years. 17. The electronic company has just launched a new product on the market. 18. The plant is sensitive to extreme weather. The word extreme is a synonym of severe. 19. The shop is about to close and is selling the products at low cost. 20. I think you should take the highway as all other roads will force you to go around the city. 21. Experts believe that the economic conditions will take years to return to normal after the war in Ukraine. 22. The study compares the occurrence of heat disease among men in various countries. 23. In the circus, the audience watched the man with bated breath as he made his way across the wire, hoping that he would not fall. 24. All ships know that passing through the Suez Canal saves time and money. 25. Historical books have their main ideas and factual details arranged in particular manner. The word factual is the antonym of fictional. 26. Publishing companies suffer a lot from piracy. It's really a crime. A tabloid newspaper has small pages and large photos. 28. It is claimed that some people were typing up copies of the book from the photo to share on social media, which is illegal. 29. A successful journalist must be nosy and interested in people. This means that he or she has to be curious and inquisitive. 30. It is not easy for young writers to publish their new books. Language checkpoint 4. Number 1. He broke his leg in a skiing accident last winter. Past simple. 2. First, she knocked on the door, then she went inside. 3. I didn't like the film on TV last night. Were you at home yesterday morning? Yesterday he had lunch at Splendid Restaurant. 6. They didn't believe him and began to laugh. 7. How long ago did they leave? 8. 30 years ago, people knew little about the internet and its benefits. 9. When my father was young, he always walked to work. 10. 50 years ago, people never used mobile phones. Language checkpoint 5. 1. I used to play football every Saturday morning, but now I don't have the time. 2. He didn't used to like studying, but he does now. 3. When we were on a holiday, we would get up early every day and spend all day on the beach. 4. Did you used to go to bed late when you were a child? 5. When we were young, our father would take us to the zoo and give us presents. 6. We used to live in Alexandria, but now we live in Matruh. 7. She never used to work in the city, but she does now. 8. Where did you use to play when you were young? 9. When we were children, our mother would accompany us to bed and read us a bedtime story. 10. I used to help, I would help, I helped, all are possible. I used to help my mother in the house when I had more time. تنفع would help أو helped. التلاتة ينفعوا يبقى all are possible. Language checkpoint 6. While Yusuf was waiting for the bus, it started to rain. Past continuous. 2. Ahmed the car was hit by a driver who was driving at a mad speed. What were you doing when I called you? You sounded very busy. 4. As we were driving down the hill, a strange object appeared in the sky. They were building that bridge when I was here last year. They haven't finished it yet. When I was doing my homework, my sister was helping my mother. 7. The musicians were practicing for the concert all week. 8. While the children were tidying the kitchen, mother was washing the dishes. 9. What were you reading in the library when the bell rang? 10. I was working on the computer when my son knocked on the door of my room. Practice language general exercise. A lot of students were absent in class yesterday. When we reached the forest, the sky was dark and the wind was blowing. Number 3. He used to have 2 houses, but he sold them last year. 4. While he was driving along the road, a dog ran in front of his car. 5. My mother made me a cake. It tasted of lemons. 6. I was dreaming when the alarm clock woke me up. 7. I was sitting in the garden when the rain started. 8. My dad went on business trip to Japan 4 times last year. What were you doing when the storm began? He usually arrived late for the training sessions when he was a member in the team. 11. The boys were playing when Bilal fell down. I once used to read the newspaper every day. Now I read it online. 13. She won the prize because she has written the best composition. 14. He was washing the car and listening to the radio. 15. It was a terrible night yesterday. The dog was barking and I was trying to sleep. 16. I was a student. When I was a student, I would get up early and study my lessons. 17. Why didn't you go to the factory? I had no time. 18. She was always coming late for meetings. No wonder she was never promoted. While I was at home, a man knocked on the door and asked for help. 20. As my mother was exhausted, she fell asleep while watching TV. During my walk to school, I saw some students quarreling furiously. 22. How many people came to the meeting yesterday? 23. While being cooked at a high temperature, the food got burnt. 24. Which one of the following sentences is grammatically correct? C. When I was young, I did my homework every day. 25. Which one of the following sentences doesn't use the past continuous tense؟ ما بتستخدمش past continuous الماضي المستمر. C. The film was interesting, so we waited till the end. هنا interesting adjective مش verb plus ing. 26. How long ago did your father come back from London? 27. While waiting for the school bus, I met one of my old friends. 28. My uncle worked as a taxi driver for 10 years. Now he is a worker in a big clothes factory. 29. She wasn't making dinner when she returned home. 30. I was having dinner when Adil arrived, so I warmly asked him to share the meal with me. Test yourself. Part 1, Lessons 1 and 2. Vocabulary. 1. The criminal tricked the old lady into giving him thousands of pounds, claiming that he would invest them for her. 2. There are a number of ways in which the public can help the police to fight crime. 3. In my opinion, selling cigarettes to children and teenagers should be made illegal. 4. The UN employees were visibly shocked by the terrible conditions they witnessed in the refugee camps. 5. Wreckage of the plane was seen 300 meters away from the crash site. 6. Since his childhood, Dr. Mustafa has shown great leadership qualities. A tabloid is a newspaper which has small pages, large photos, and short stories which are easy to explain. 8. The police officers will investigate the cause of the train accident, focusing especially on safety issues. Unfortunately, the movie was broadcast online by a cheat who had stolen a copy. 10. Violence of some type seems to occur in every society, whether poor or rich ones. 11. The young man couldn't afford the money to go to the trip for his honeymoon. 12. My sister had to go on a strict diet and lost a lot of weight. 13. The customer service clerk told me that my complaint was referred to the manager. 14. All cases of murder are tried in a criminal court because they deserve a strong penalty. 15. My uncle had been working as an advisor to a former minister who has retired recently. Language. 16. The dentist took my tooth out the other day. She was hurt while she was working in the garden last weekend. He told nobody about his secret that day. 19. He gave me back the book and thanked me for lending it to him. 20. While I was playing football, I fell and broke my leg. 21. Samih had an accident as he was crossing the street. There didn't used to be enough facilities for local people, but now there are a lot of them. 23. His father was a doctor and wanted to make his son a doctor too. 24. During his school years, my father took great interest in literature. 25. I was reading a book when you phoned me last night. 26. When I was younger, I would go swimming with my friends and spend a nice time on the beach. 27. While Huda was doing her homework, my sister was listening to music. 28. When the old lady returned to her flat, she found that someone had broken in during the absence. 29. My father used to walk a long distance. This means he doesn't walk a long distance anymore. He no longer walks long distance. He walks but not long distance. All are possible. كل دول إجابات صحيحة. 30. During his walking to school, Ali met most of his friends. Lesson 3 and 4 Vocabulary Checkpoint 1. A balanced diet contains lots of fruit and green vegetables as well as sources of protein. 2. We were surprised that Sammy was omitted from the school team. He is our best player. 3. Every employee shares responsibility for the company's success and profits. 4. The war in Ukraine has had a disastrous impact on the problem of food shortage in some poor countries. 5. Doctors are sure that the infection of malaria is spread by polluted water. 6. The hospital conducted a survey asking patients to suggest a way in which the service would be improved. Unfortunately, when the companies began producing electronic books, pirated editions appear online. 8. I can easily imagine how frightening the accident must have been. 9. The inspector had to mention some of the staff problems in his report. Some people's skin has an allergic reactions to certain types of fabric such as wool. Vocabulary checkpoint 2. 1. Employers must consider all conditions impartially and without bias. The noun bias is similar in meaning to prejudice. The present crisis in food supplies shows that rich countries should have a responsibility to help poor ones. 3. As she is going on a diet, Sarah was careful about what she ate. 4. In my view, most inventions have their own pros and cons. 5. My mother persuaded me to dye my hair red. The noun of the verb persuade is persuasion. Number 6. The fridge keeps food at a constant low temperature. The word constant is the opposite of the word temporary. 7. The famous writer writes a regular column for a national newspaper. The synonym of the adjective regular is usual. 8. Working outside means too much sun exposure, which in turn can lead to skin cancer. 9. The forest fire spread very rapidly because of the strong wind. The antonym of the verb spread is gather. 10. I agree with Mr. Ahmed about his plan to improve the educational system. Checkpoint 3. Vocabulary. 1. The crew of the plane instructed everyone to remain in their seats and tie their seat belts. The location of the factory inside city limits resulted in problems with the Ministry of Environment. The novel Harry Potter was widely published after the success of the film. I didn't know you played hockey. In what position do you play? 5. Space travel is one of the wonders of modern science. 6. Soldiers returning from the war soon spread the disease through most of region. 7. We enjoyed the new play as it was very amusing and the cast were very clever. Practicing vocabulary general exercise. 1. All social network sites advise members to have a strong password to prevent anyone from accessing your page or account. 2. In order to make a fair report, reporters must not show political bias of any kind. 3. The tourist complained that the old maps in the guidebook were inaccurate or incomplete. The new road to Upper Egypt is a highway with 3 lanes. 5. The news channel was praised for its balanced view of the two sides of the war. 6. The government insists that food is made available to poor people all over the country. 7. We need the efforts of all people to overcome the effects of the economic crisis. 8. The chemistry professor is planning an illustrated lecture to be given to journalists on the findings. 9. The architecture and the placement of shops in the new capital is not random. Everything is accurately planned. 10. The foreign immigrant married an American woman and became a U.S. citizen. 11. The company is in a bad financial position because of overproduction and distribution problems. 12. The famous writer was the editor of the Science magazine as well as an article and novel writer. 13. Road maps should be fully updated after the establishment of many roads and bridges in the last few years. 14. The idea that women shouldn't work is really a traditional and hateful view of women's place in society. 15. The smell of freshly baked cookies attracted the children to the kitchen. Many language courses are run by the British Council in Egypt. 17. The Ministry of Education publishes mainly textbooks and educational materials. 18. Don't be misled by your rival's friendly appearance. He's a really strong competitor. Don't be misled by your rival's friendly appearance. He's really a strong competitor. 19. Rainfall is a main link in the water cycle and a measure for changing climates. 20. It had taken a great deal of persuasion to get my father to come with us. 21. The establishment of school libraries contributes to improve the learning process in general. 22. Scientists need to be objective when doing research to get good results. The adjective objective is similar in meaning to fair. 23. The local people still use traditional farming methods, which have been used for many years. The synonym of the word traditional is old-fashioned. My mother got anxious when my brother was about to travel abroad. 25. Winning an Olympic medal has a big impact on any champion's life. 26. Spin is a type of media bias in which a journalist uses words and phrases to support or oppose a service or even an idea. Cheat is one of the behaviors that you must stop practicing. 28. The captain said that a strong wind spun the ship so that both its front and back hit the sides of the canal. 29. The journalist was biased by placement. He had put the story at the top of the page to show it was interesting. 30. The police were able to rescue the people who were trapped inside the house during the fire. Lesson 3 and 4 language. checkpoint 4 معظمها هنا على present perfect أو المضارع التام. Number 1. Look what you have done. How can we clean the floor now? 2. The weather has been great since last week. 3. I can't phone my parents because I have lost my mobile phone. 4. You can't see Tamer before Wednesday. He has gone to London for a few days on. 5. My grandmother has been ill since last week. 6. The police haven't caught the thief yet. 7. I haven't seen him for 5 years. I don't know where he is. 8. She has been in Spain for over 3 years. 9. When are you going to do your homework? I've already done it. My younger brother has grown 3 centimeters this month. Practice language general exercise. 1. Adil hasn't contacted me since he left Cairo. 2. Bilal is not here. He has gone to the dentist. 3. Ali's car is clean. He has just washed it. 4. Most of us can't recognize Ali as he has had a haircut. We have missed the bus, so we're walking home. 6. The farmer is furious as he has lost some of his sheep. 7. My father has forgotten where he put his keys, so all of us are looking for them. 8. They have owned that car since 2002. 9. I have studied, or I have been studying, present perfect or present perfect continuous, English since I was 8 years old. Both A and B. 10. I have done all my work. I am free now. 11. Have you had that cat since it was a kitten? 12. My grammar has improved since Mr. Muhammad came to our school. 13. What have you done since the last night I saw you? 14. I can't do gymnastics because I have broken my leg. 15. Our math teacher gave us a lot of homework last week, but he hasn't given us very much so far this week. 16. Haven't we met somewhere before? Yes, I saw you at Ali's wedding. 17. You will feel a lot better after you have had a rest. 18. Why hasn't nothing been done yet? 19. Food prices have risen rapidly in the past few months. 20. My cousins have been in a suit since their childhood. 21. Have you finished your task already? You are very clever. I met Ahmed twice last night. I haven't seen him since then. 23. Please don't touch anything until the police have arrived. 24. Which sentence is in the correct form of the present perfect tense? I haven't done it lately. 25. Which sentence is structurally and meaningfully correct? He has been in hospital since last Tuesday. 26. Sorry for being late, sir. Please let me in. I have been in very bad traffic. 27. I haven't seen Wael since the last time we met in a village. 28. A terrible accident has taken place on the Cairo-Alexandria Desert Road. 29. Ali last caught fish when he was in Alexandria. This means that Ali hasn't caught fish since he was in Alexandria. 30. Which of the following is structurally correct? Have you ever traveled to Aswan by ship? Test yourself, part 2, lessons 3 and 4. 1. A group of terrorists have claimed responsibility for yesterday's bomb attack. 2. My father is a regular customer of that shop because he likes the service there. 3. Journalists and TV crews were waiting outside the hotel where the wedding of the famous actor was taking place. 4. The famous runner broke the world record for the 1,500 meters race. 5. It's nice to have someone who can share your problems with. 6. Some websites mislead young people by making them buy cheap products at high price. 7. The omission of the actress' name from the guest list was not a mistake. 8. A great number of people in Egypt have access to the internet whether on a computer or mobile phone. 9. The critic adds The critic is well known for judging all movies without bias against towards any actor or actress. 10. Most young men and women keep in touch with their friends through social media. 11. Businessmen sometimes hire a special consultant who can offer advice on managing their financial affairs. 12. Thousands of people were trapped in their house because of the snowstorm. 13. The newspaper published a balanced and objective report about the reasons for losing the medal in the Olympics. 14. I receive updates for the applications on my mobile phone every now and then, which makes my mobile phone better. 15. It's difficult to compare statistical data from different countries. 16. Where were you at 3? I was at the library. 17. We don't live in Asyut now, but we lived there for 30 years. 18. When he realized I was looking at him, he turned away. 19. Hamid's hair is wet because he has just had a shower. 20. Tamir has had a lot of health problems since he started living in that polluted city. 21. The doctor approached the patient with a smile and told him that he looks better. 22. Dua worked at the nearby school for 3 years when she was young. 23. Mr. Yang has been in hospital for 3 weeks now because of corona diseases. 24. We parked the car, got our suitcases and went into the house. 25. My father arrived home at 9 o'clock last night. 26. What time did he come to school this morning? 27. What were you doing when I saw you in the park yesterday? 28. Since they began acting, they have performed in 3 plays, a television commercial and 2 TV dramas. 29. How did they make clothes thousands of years ago? 30. What was the weather like when you woke up this morning? سكيلز اكسرسايزز واللي هنتابع فيها مجموعة من المهارات على التحليل واستخراج المعلومات من التكست والربط بين الأفكار المختلفة والبنكتويشن والترانسليشن. التكست اللي قدامي عن ميس فريدة اللي هي التيتشر اللي هتسيب المدرسة بتاعتها لأسباب خاصة بمرض والدها وعدم قدرة والدتها الكبيرة على السن في متابعته، والسيربرايز اللي كانوا محضر لها الستودنتس التلاميذ بتوعها وادوها البريزنت هدية، وادفايس هي نصحتها بيهم على الاستمرار في المذاكرة والاستمرار في التدريب بجد عشان يحققوا كل اللي هم بيتمنوا. ادي التكست قدامنا، مش هنضيع وقت في القراءه بتاعتهم، هسيبها لكم هنا هتقروها ونشوف الانسرز بتاعت الكويستشنز اللي موجوده عليها. نمبر 1 the best title for the passage is best title افضل عنوان للباسج. B the good relation between Miss Farida and her class. Miss Farida was the class teacher. 3 Miss Farida had to leave the school because she had to return to her hometown in neighboring country. Number 4 Miss Farida planned to keep in touch with the students by exchanging emails تبادل الإيميلات. The pronoun it refers to the gift for Miss Farida. The synonym of the word devotes is dedicates. The students will remember Miss Farida because of her good qualities. Number 8 Miss Farida encouraged her students to study hard and do their best, play hard and give their best, both A and B. Choose the correct answer. Choose a sentence that demonstrates correct capitalization. A. When people think of Paris they think of the Eiffel Tower. ديت correct A. معلش الاختيار على A و B بس هي A بس اللي correct. Number 2. Which of the following is correctly punctuated? Mr. Ayman, who was sitting behind the desk, gave me a big smile. 3. What is a hook? ايه الهوك بالنسبة للرايتنج الكتابة؟ The first sentence of your introduction، أول كلمة في المقدمة بتاعتك that grabs the reader's attention، اللي بتجذب انتباه القارئ. Number 4. If you write a birthday greeting to a colleague, this will be a kind of informal email غير رسمي. Everybody agrees that television has changed the way we entertain. This can be an introduction of an essay. مقدمة قطعة. Number 6. An expository essay is a kind of essay which gives a clear, focused explanation of a topic. تدي شرح واضح ومركز لموضوع. Choose the correct Arabic translation. Copyright is a type of intellectual property that protects original work of authorship. Its length of time is the life of the author plus 70 years after his death. حقوق طبع النشر هي نوع من الملكية الفكرية التي تحمل الأعمال الأصلية المؤلفة ومداها الزمني هو عمر المؤلف مضافا إليه 70 عاما بعد وفاته. Number 2. Bias is defined as any tendency which prevents balanced consideration of a subject. It is usually caused by a writer or reporter's wish to impose his personal attitude on others. يعرف التحيز بأنه أي اتجاه يمنع النظر المتوازن للموضوع وعادة ما يكون سبب رغبة الكاتب أو المراسل في فرض موقفه الشخصي على الآخرين. 3. Some vocational training is being provided for young people from poorer villages as part of Egypt Decent Life Initiative. This will help them find a job which secures a stable income. يتم تقديم بعض التدريب المهني للشباب من القرى الفقيرة كجزء من مبادرة حياة كريمة في مصر وسيساعدهم ذلك في العثور على وظيفة تؤمن لهم دخلا ثابتا. Choose the correct English translation. يعذو كثير من الاقتصاديين ارتفاع الأسعار إلى جشع التجار الذين يسعون إلى الكسب السريع دون مراعاة الأحوال الاقتصادية للمستهلكين. Many economists attribute the rise in prices to the greed of merchants who seek to make quick profits without taking into account the economic conditions of consumers. من أهم سمات المدرس الجيد القدرة على تحفيز الطلاب على الأداء المبدع والإنجاز الحقيقي وإشاعة البهجة بينهم. One of the most important characteristics of a good teacher is the ability to motivate students' creative performance and real achievement and to spread joy among them. التعليم ليس فقط وسيلة للحصول على فرص العمل واكتساب المعرفة، وإنما هو أيضا أهم طرق تشكيل شخصية ووعي الطلاب الذين سيصبحون مواطني المستقبل. Education isn't only a means to get job opportunities and acquire knowledge, but also it is one of the most important ways of shaping the personality and awareness of students who will become citizens of the future. Unit 1 الأضواء test. The aim of the scientific study is to investigate how climate change can affect animal behavior. 2. A big truck had turned over on its side and it blocked the road. At the school theater, The play was made shorter by the omission of two scenes. 4. The strong current pulled the swimmer out to sea and he was rescued by a fishing boat. 5. The company gives all applicants placement tests to determine their level of proficiency. The editor refused to publish the report as it was full of factual errors about the elections. 7. Don't be misled into thinking that scientific research is easy. The verb misled can be the synonym of the verb cheated. The court ruled that the company that runs the security system should be fined to compensate the financial losses of the fire. 9. Where were you at 3? I was at the library. 10. My friend has had a health problem since he lived in that highly polluted area. 11. Yesterday, while I was sitting in class, I felt a terrible pain in my head. The company has made a lot of money since it was founded. Tamir has had a lot of health problems since he started living in that polluted city. In short, smoking is a bad habit which should be fought by all means. This sentence can be a conclusion of a persuasive paragraph or essay. التكست اللي قدامنا بتكلمنا عن الديزيزز، الأمراض اللي بتصيب الهيومن البشر، وبعض التجارب اللي بيعملها العلماء باستخدام الانيمالز او الحيوانات عشان يدي الدواء او العلاج المناسب للبشر. التكست قدامنا والأسئلة محلولة إن شاء الله معايا. 15. A lot of fatal diseases can be cured today because of modern technology and a lot of research. 16. The use of plagiate in paragraph A suggests that diseases have been bothering people for some time. 17. The best title of the passage is Diseases and Experimenting on Animals. The belief of animal activists is that animals should not be sacrificed in experiments. 19. According to paragraph 3, animal activists may resort to brute force to champion their cause. To save animals, finding the cure for diseases takes a back seat. Which of the following statements is false? Fatal diseases like diabetes and AIDS are a thing of the past. 22. The antonym of the word various is few. Text number 2 في الإكزام على unit 1 بيتكلم عن السكول هوليداي بتاعت حازم and مازن. 23. The best title of the passage is An Embarrassing Situation in the Library. موقف محرج في المكتبة. Why did Hazim and Mazin go to the library? It was a school holiday. Which of the following pieces of information is not true? The library was usually very empty. 26. What does this in paragraph 2 refer to? The parents not bothering to correct their children's behavior. 27. Which one of the following is true? The two brothers had different interests. What caused the crash? Imagine trying to reach for a book on the shelf. Why did the two of them scramble out of the library? They were embarrassed by the commotion they had caused. The antonym of the word ignored is noted. Translation. Egypt started to regain its leading role in the area. It hosts and supports talks to achieve peace and stability in the neighboring countries. بدأت مصر في استعادة دورها القيادي في المنطقة وأصبحت تستضيف وتدعم المحادثات لتحقيق السلام والاستقرار للبلاد المجاورة. The social media has taken rumors to whole new level. Celebrities and politicians are easy targets for internet rumors and their careers may be ruined by them. نقلت وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي الشائعات إلى مستوى جديد تماما، والمشاهير والسياسيون أهداف سهلة لشائعات الإنترنت وقد تدمر حياتهم. Translate into English. يتطلع الجميع إلى افتتاح العاصمة الإدارية الجديدة، فهي مشروع قومي وستكون مقرا للحكومة ومركزا اقتصاديا وثقافيا رائدا في الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا. Everyone is looking forward to the opening of the new administrative capital, as it is a national project and will be the center of the government and the leading economic and cultural center in the Middle East and North Africa. يجب على كل وسائل الإعلام مراعاة الدقة وتجنب التحيز في نقل الأخبار، حيث أنها تلعب دورا هاما في تشكيل اتجاهات الناس في كل مكان. All media must care for accuracy and avoid bias in reporting the news, as they play an important role in shaping the attitude of peoples everywhere. كده نكون انتهينا من حل يونت 1 من كتاب جيم الأضواء للثانوية العامة عام 23-24. أرجو أن انتم تكونوا استفدتوا. لو استفدتوا ولا شيء بسيط أرجو أن تدعمونا بعمل لايك للفيديو والاشتراك في القناة، وأرجو أن انتم تحققوا كل أمانيكم وتحصلوا على المجموع المناسب، وأترككم في رعاية الله، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.